Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining me again. My name is Wilky and I'm here with a quick rundown of the next scenario slash new servers that are on the horizon. For those of you who are on my server or a similar server in terms of time, from now, 1 day in 13 hours, so by the time this video is live, it's probably going to be 1 day in 10 hours-ish or so, we will hit the break of dawn, or the so-called settlement phase. Now if you go to the main menu, you can see pretty much what currently is existing in Once Human. So if we click on servers, these are all the current scenarios that are available as of right now. I assume there's going to be fresh servers for all of these scenarios, but I do not know yet. We have not received any information in that regard. Needless to say, this is going to be a quick rundown. So, we have Manibus in varying difficulties. So, the novice servers are pretty much where it all started, so this is a very good starting point for people who never played the game or just want to get their feet wet. Both for Evolution's Call and Manibus. Manibus is PvE, and Evolution's Call is PvP. So, Manibus itself has one, if not the largest areas of the map available. There's lots of stuff to contain there, there's lots of stuff to explore. It's a very, very good way to get used to the game and all the mechanics. There's silos, there's monoliths, and the gimmick, or what I like to call gimmick rather, are primors, which are super huge bosses that require team effort to be taken down. Now the regular Manibus comes with hard and normal difficulties. I'm not really sure if there currently are. Yes, they're hard and normal servers, so there's probably going to be more of these. The difficulty itself mostly contains changes to hazards and stuff like the survival elements. The game itself isn't really that much harder in essence in terms of mechanics or stuff like that, other than that enemies are spotting you quicker, but it's not like there is a huge difference there, and there are slight boosts in terms of star crom on hard difficulties, so for those of you who are trying to min-max, definitely go for the hard server. Now Evolution's Call, the same thing here. The novice one is the very first one. That's where it all started alongside Manibus. And then there's Evolution's Call in hard and normal difficulty, but you can see that there's a lot less servers, so this is not as popular. And there is no Prime Wars in this, but a clan slash stronghold slash warband war, or called stronghold contest, where you're fighting, or rather contesting areas against other people. Now then there's Prismverse Clash, which is sort of intermediate or intermission PvP scenario, which probably is infamous for a lot of issues that have been there. They did patch a lot of those things. I have not tried any of the patches yet, so I can't really tell how exactly it feels like, but the focus here is definitely more on encounters and PvP, by throwing in the so-called radiant deviations, which you have to collect and then secure. So it's not just enough to grab them, but once you grab them, you actually have to collect them or put them into your securement unit and then secure them, which takes somewhere between 30 minutes or all the way up to 2 hours, depending on the type of deviation that you capture. As I said, this has been plagued with some issues, and this is very PvP focused, so expect a lot of griefing, a lot of spawn camping, a lot of destructions. But there's quick growth, which means that you access or gain materials and all that stuff at an increased rate. It's essentially like a high rate, quick PvP server as opposed to the other scenarios. And finally, we have Way of Winter, which is the one that I'm currently on. This one, as of right now, only comes with normal difficulty. They said that they're not going to be changing difficulties as of right now, as they're trying to fix the scenario first. So there's that. It's in the northern part of the map, so definitely a new landscape for you. The gimmicks are the heat and cold mechanics, so there's like true survival mechanics in that regard. You've probably seen this if you've watched some of my videos. And the so-called Chaos Weavers, which are not that threatening to begin with, but they're rather bullet spongy, and you have to take them down in order to make sure that your base is not being destroyed. As of right now, as of making this video, they removed the damaging capabilities of Chaos Weavers because there's a lot of griefing that has happened. So keep that in mind. This is probably going to change at some point in the future, but as of right now, the building damage from Chaos Weavers is disabled. And that is pretty much it. As I said, as a quick summary, we have Manibus and Way of Winter for PvE scenarios, Evolution's Call for a PvP scenario, and Prismverse Clash for a quicker or shorter PvP scenario. So pick accordingly. For my personal goals, I actually do not know which scenario slash which server I'm gonna be trying out next. I have not played Evolution's Call, but I'm not really a big fan of PvP in this game, but that's just a personal preference. So I'm either gonna be going Manibus or Way of Winter, but I have not yet decided. Lastly, what I want to give you guys is this little spreadsheet that I made here in the Google Docs, rather info dump for Once Human. This is a quick glance, and I probably will add more bits and pieces of information here, but this is just a very brief rundown of what the current scenario landscape looks like. So if you want to take a look at that, the link is going to be in the description below. And that's it for this video. As I said, I'm not sure where my road is going to be leading, but I'm sure I'll be making videos about this very soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Thanks for being here, and see you guys next time.